Hello and welcome to this Warno 2v2 game played on Vertigo 2v2. Today we've got Not Recording playing as 16th Belgium and Nomad General playing as 2nd Panzer Grenadier Division. And they're up against Seb playing 25Y and ML Jesus playing Descent Corpus. Looking at the map, I mean, yeah, basically, red's on the good side. It's the good side because it's very difficult to take this part of Dimitri because you can put stuff all up in these hills. You can put it around here, you can put it around here, and so on. Whereas this side is much easier to take. There's not as much of a fallback position. Like, let's say you get to here, right? The enemy, red, could just stack up here. So that's not great for blue. On this side, it's a bit more even, except this building here, you can rush that at the start and get an ATGM there, and it will shoot guys coming down here, whereas blue doesn't have anything comparable. Right, this won't do it, this won't do it, etc., etc. So, yeah, not too fantastic for blue. Also, there's this part here, which makes, so let's say blue gets pushed back past this. It's very, very difficult to take this back because there'll be enemies in these trees and so on. But that can cut both ways. You can loop around this way, right? But generally, yeah, not fantastic. So looking at the divisions, the deployments, etc. So 2nd Panzergren, sort of always strong. The Belgian div is just really rubbish at the moment. Don't worry, they do know about it. 25th is really strong, and I really like Corpus. I think it's really good. Some people would say it's just mid. So yeah, 2nd Panzergren on the left. Probably not that sensible to do it this way round. Basically, the Belgian tanks don't have heavy tanks, so I think 2nd Panzergren. They also don't get well, they do get Humvee TOW 2s, but they don't get Jaguar 2s and so on. So 2nd Panzergren would be better on the right here, and then the Belgians could use their infantry spam on the left. But yeah, it is what it is. So 3 FS Jaeger going over to the far left, and then Scharfschütze going here, Milan 2 going there as well, and then some more FS Jaeger going in mid. Lots and lots of FS Jaeger there. A bit of an over investment in FS Jaeger. There's not anything backing them up. No autocannons. There's only one Milan, and there's like one Fliegerfaust. And then 5 Scorpions to there, which is yeah, it's definitely a decision. I'm not really sure why. But it gets better, because on this side, you've got a guy who's clearly trolling or something, so he's opening 6 recon helos, so they do get to places fast. The thing is that they've only got... So if you're blue here, you've got to assume that they're going to put the airborne div here and the armoured div here, because that would be smart, whereas these two have deployed the wrong way round. And basically, so okay, so you're going to get this at the start, maybe, great. But then these only have 11 AP on the law, so you're going to paradrop 4 airborne guys here with 11 AP laws into T-64s. So it's just not going to work, basically. It's just not a very smart idea. And then this is clearly for smoke. And then that's backed up by a couple Humvee TOW 2s, one for the left and one for the right. So he is trying to take this. Really, one of these recon units should be coming in over here. In fact, yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy all 6, 3 should be here. Maybe 1 here, and then 2 here. And then try and get around this way. Try and get it to there. You can see things. But yeah, just sending them straight up here is a really dumb idea, because how are you going to kill T6? To be honest, I mean, this guy should really just be on the left. She shouldn't really be here. What can you do? And then that's backed up by 3 reservists. Yeah, we'll see. And a forward deployed CV. Switching to their opponent's deployment. I think these 2 guys were together, but I'm not 100% sure. So we've got a WD-40 Jeep here forward deployed, and that's going centre Dimitri, and then another WD-40 Jeep going for Boris Anna. Then you've got some MI-24s, 2 of those. So this is basically the same thing as this on the other side, except it's, you know, the units are cheaper, but they're not as good.
Warren at Patamek subscribe to the channel.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel, Warren at Patanek. It is free, you know, and yeah, these haven't had their unload orders queued up, but there you go. And then just a bunch of infantry, so three ATGMs, and then like 3 Metis and a sniper, and PKM team, and then two Strelas in the one that has, so it's like it's got you know, it's got ZSU Strela thing strapped to the top of it. It's a pretty funny unit. And yeah, on the left, we spoke about the helicopters from Seb here, and then you've got Razvedka, BMP2s, Razvedka BMP2s. So yeah, we spoke about this, or did we? Basically, you want to put so if you put an ATGM here, you can shoot the enemy as he comes in, whereas this guy on this side can't do this. So you always want an ATGM there, so you can abuse the good side of the map. If you're on the good side, you might as well take advantage of that. And then 2 T-64As, so this is what we're speaking about with these ESR guys, and 2 Strela 10Ms, and a supply. So we'll cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They're keeping me around right now. Basically, I'm about to become unemployed. So here we go. So Tornadoes and F-16s going in. Interesting micro there. I mean, the Tornado sort of target switched a bit, but the F-16 came up and finished it off. I mean, it should get this now. Okay, should get it on the guns, I guess. Should get it on the guns, I guess. No, it survives. Okay, so that's just bad news, missing those 2 missiles here when it came around on the rebound. I mean, they've got 50% accuracy, and the lower the range, the higher the percentage chance of hitting. So here we go. So the smoke's out, and these guys are in here, but these planes were presumably bought to deal with helicopters here, and now what, right? I mean, so it's been a minute, and here comes the next helicopter. So these are helo hunters, very effective against helos. Or you'd expect them to be, but there you go. So MLJ Jesus here has purchased a something else, and these two evac each other, and looks like Seb bought a plane there too. So this is where your teamwork comes in, right? You see that there's some teamwork going on here, whereas there's no real teamwork going on here on the blue side. This went about as well as you'd expect, right? None of them got in, and then these guys got cleaned up by those helos because of that. You know, the 2v1 plane purchase there, I suppose. But it wasn't just really a very good idea to start with. So the Scorpions have shown up, and we're about to see how useful they're going to be. This TOW2, it was a nice idea, but basically this can't, like, so if you've got an infantry TOW2, it can go here and shoot, where the TOW2 here just got taken out by that helo there. Whereas the vehicle TOW2, like, if it showed its face here, the tanks would shoot it. So the smoke can probably stop now because everybody's dead. And now we've got 5 Scorpions coming in. These have heat rounds, so the closer they are, it doesn't really make a difference. There's no AA in here, right, because I guess they were relying on their fighters. So here we go. So this has 50% accuracy on the missiles, as we spoke about. So that comes in there, and both missiles fly off to the side, and then it gets evac'd. So now here comes another one, and those missiles miss, but the guns get it. And this one's on the ground, so they can't actually be hit by the missiles. SU-27 dodges those, but this was on low cohesion. And this guy's here, but there's not actually anything here that can shoot that. You'd have to drive this over, but it's a nice big open field, so... looks like Blue can't do anything about those helos there. The Scorpions are, yeah, I mean... Yeah, so he's trying to use the guns there on the landed thing. But yeah, it's landed, so it's going to take a while. Going to have to come back around, but here you go. So another SU-27 purchase. This div gets a lot of fighters, 27. Gets like 8 fighters, I think, if it wants it. So on this side, Nomad General managed to get in here, but the Fox goes down there. And the Tornado actually did get the helo there. but it goes down because the Strelos and the etc. got it. So big investment there. So blue have mid, and they've got this zone, but I mean this is literally just 3 reservists. So yeah, I mean this minstrel can't actually shoot this. It's trying to come around there, but it looks like it's just going to die to a BMP2. Yeah. So it couldn't shoot, because it was here. It couldn't actually shoot these guys, or this thing. So, yeah, not looking great for blue on either side of the map. Trying to get some Pioneer Flams in there, which is not looking so good. The 105s have now begun smoking in front of... So this is to cut off the enemy fire support, so these T-64s can't shoot. And yeah, so this Humvee TOW2 has been maneuvered now in such a way that it can sort of shoot through that gap. That guy would have made it if he just kept moving, but he stopped there. This gets hit. I was going to talk about how this could shoot that, but yeah, Red's doing a pretty good job moving up here, but this smoke has actually really messed him up. It's mainly this helicopter doing the work. It's going to run out of ammo soon, though. So another F-16 purchased, so you'd expect this to get this. I mean, it's... Yeah, there you go. It was already half HP. Over on this side, there's not really any AA here for Nomad General. He's buying some now. Basically, yeah, he should be putting Ihawks here because the Belgian guy doesn't really get good AA at all. So the Ihawks should be going in the middle to help both teams, or just near the middle. I mean, you could put it here. But yeah, his infantry is just getting shot in an open field. It's not fantastic. But yeah, this smoke has basically saved the day for this blue guy here. I mean, it's still not going well for him, but these BMP2s and these T-64s can't really shoot. Looks like there's a TOW2 here as well. Su-27 staying up to stop the planes. And these helos have 6 HP, so it looks like they both got shot once and were both brought back. And yeah, the reservists are slowly being pushed out here. The smoke's making it difficult, but the infantry's going in. It looks like they're going to take that there. And here comes the CV to sort the zone out. F-16 going on that. It does actually get it that time. It looks like it's probably going to die. It does hit the Su-27, but the Strela takes it out. And these guys, I mean, 6 men versus 2, you'd expect the Special Forces to win, but there is a helicopter. Well, the helicopter died, right? On this side, not going so great for Nomad General. I mean, Red's basically just winning across the board here. They've got this. They just need that CV to show up. And now their next. So yeah, it's good getting this over to here. As you can see, this we were speaking about this at the start. This reinforcement road is kind of protected. So if you get up to here, it's not so big. But this is just basically impossible to take back. The only way it can really be done is to get guys up to here and then push across. So Red needs to push across this way and stop people getting in here, because that's basically not recording his only way back into the game. On the right here, Nomad General has... I mean, he's just sort of walking towards the enemy, and somehow it is working. Gepard should survive that. Oh, never mind. It's only got 3 armor, right? And this does 17, yeah. Sorry, this used to do 16. I still got incorrect muscle memory. So Minstrel's in here to protect this position, which also protects this position. And a infantry Milan 2 for this building to shoot this in the same way that this would shoot this, for example. But yeah, it's not really looking good for blue at all. I mean, it's looking pretty hopeless here. So BMP2 smokes there. The Milan 2, I mean, this guy might get hit. We'll see. Gets hit twice, but survives. TOW2 Milan 2 there. Not enough to kill a T-64, apparently. I don't know if it was like a near miss or what, because... No, it'd have to be 30 AP to kill it. And these TOW2s, they're very difficult to... you know, they can't really hold ground against this stuff if you've got some recon. So if this guy was moved to this building, for example, they would have been able to see this, and then they'd be able to shoot back. But as it stands, they can't see it. So you'd expect the TOW2 to... Yeah, so if one of these rounds hits that, it explodes. So if it had missed that salvo, this thing probably would have died. But it's got 71% accuracy, and that's 71% chance to hit once within the salvo, which is a bit of a dumb way of doing it. I do like having the Su-27 up here constantly, so that the enemy can't use planes and stuff, which is basically Belgium's only way to kill T-64s, is either to Milan them to death, or to use a plane. So the reservists are slowly getting back in this way, and that was a good grad volley there from ML Jesus. I mean, he's... I keep saying it wrong. It's because I'm thinking MLG, right? Which is obviously the reason he's wrote that. So he's got his flank, so now he can help out over here with grads, etc. But Nomad, he's managed to get up here, which is pretty impressive. So he's still in this. It's just, I don't know, his strategy is a bit odd. I think it could benefit from some smoke or something, like smoke all this off and then walk your infantry up to here, as opposed to just running your infantry across an open field constantly without fire support. So Humvee TOW 2 must have fired there and then get spotted. This div also gets the Mister and the Jiatsin, so it gets two very good howitzers. And Seb is trying to take this now. These reservists have managed to get all the way up to here. He's been put in the wrong transport. I think it's because he knows that there's a Saperi RPO here. And so he's like, well, it can't shoot me if I'm in an armoured transport. So he's just using that. And he's got a CV up on there. Really, I mean, ML Jesus has loads of units here, not really doing anything. He could sweep this. I mean, he should know about it because he will have seen everybody come in with the sniper. And like this guy, for example. Like he could sweep this, or he could help his teammate in mid try and sweep this. Looks like Not Recording has somehow managed to get back in here. Su-27 still up. And yeah, these IFVs are... so we're talking about Belgium being a bit rubbish. These IFVs are too expensive. They don't actually have an ATGM, but they're 50 points. So with the power of smoke, this Leopard 1's managed to get back in, but there are grads on the enemy team. No FOB for some reason. It's kind of weird. But there are Pions and grads here. And yeah, these Jaegers just sort of running across this field is probably not going to do much of anything. So the Leopard 1's shooting the Mot Razvedka now. The Mech Fusiliers get 3 machine guns. So they're sort of like better arm rifles, except they've got a worse law. So yeah, Razvedka BMP2 here is going to be a problem though. So these fighters are only short range. Belgium doesn't get long range AA at all. So these were sent in to cover for this bomber presumably, but there were 2 Su-27s. So this was probably not going to make it. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's no Cubs up. 25th gets Cubs, so he should really have Cubs up for him and his teammate. Like you could put him here. Obviously, the fact that people are here are kind of annoying. So you could put it here and over here. And yeah, I don't rate the BMP 1P Conkers. I don't really think it's worth 50 points. Just bring a BMP 2. Or bring the BMP 1 Maryutka. So here we go. So grads from ML Jesus contributing, hitting Not Recording stuff in the middle here. And yeah, this is going to be a problem, so looks like Not Recording's trying to take that out, trying to get the sides here. Like he's got this side, but here we go, so ML Jesus contributing quite a lot here. 2 grads and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, this is what we were talking about, right? Nothing's happening here, so you might as well help out. It's difficult to deal with infantry in buildings, but there's a lot of fire support here that could be being used, right? Like these BMP 1s and stuff could be over here helping instead of just sat there. There might be a big bombing run coming over here. It only gets 2 units, and now it's going to pass over all this AA. I think he would have been better off evac-ing this way, but so there's a lot of Strelas there, but no, it's not really. It's only a couple Strelas, yeah. I think that's a 30% ECM plane. So, Not Recording, he tried to get in over here. It looks like everybody died, though. I mean, there's And you see these Leopard 1A5s can't really compete against the T64 deals. Oh, it deals 3 damage. Okay, that was a bit more than I thought it would be. So here we go. So he's trying to use the drone to spot targets for the cluster plane, but somehow he aimed wrong, even though, I mean, the drone was right here. You'd assume he'd know about this, but I'm not sure. Maybe he queued it up and he just didn't react in time. Because, yeah, there is smoke there from this 105, but that's not where the CV is. But this Schmel can't be shot by Gepards and stuff. It's kind of difficult to deal with. So that is spotting the CV there. So you see he's moving the CV so that it doesn't get shot. And MO Jesus managed to get in here. So there you go, so AT plane used now. It's kind of weird how it can shoot through the whole forest there, but it gets it. And yeah, the Schmel, without the AA, the Schmel is a problem. So over here, Nomad General is blobbing the inf, and given that MO Jesus has been putting so much on this left side, he hasn't really been paying attention here or reinforcing or anything. Like even if these topazes were just here, right, they'd be shooting all this, but they're not. They're all just sat there not doing anything. Like you could have them up here as well. Just lots of units here not doing anything, and so it looks like blue might get in. But I assume that's all about to get gradded. Yeah. Over on this side, not recording, has got a second CV, but this Schmel's still up. And, you know, until he kills that, he's going to not really be able to do, you know, he's just going to get artilleried, basically. So that RT was going on a Humvee TOW 2 there. This fired its... Oh, I see. It fired its missiles at the Schmel, but the Schmel's got 50% evasion. It just doesn't tell you. It says 0%, but it's actually 50. And it's more powerful than ECM. So Minstrel's purchased here to try and sort this out. But yeah, he definitely sees this CV. And it seems that seeing this plane coming in, Blue's moving there. But yeah, it still goes down. Basically, he doesn't get long-range AA, so he's got to rely on either short-range fighters, which doesn't really work because the Su-27s can shoot them when they're about here, or Minstrel spam, which he's got 4 of, but wasn't enough. Or his teammate buying Eyehawks and putting them in the middle. His teammate's only got 1. And it's over here and it's out of ammo, so it's not doing too much. But all the hate on this side has allowed Nomad General to somehow get in here with his just walk-in strategy. I mean, his KD must be atrocious, but it's working. So Mega Waffle coming out here. These things, they're not great because of the 6-minute reload time. And they're good against blobs, but he'll probably get this 1 unit here. No, I don't really understand why he put it where he put it. Like, that isn't a building. This would be a building. That's a building. And this is shooting at him, so presumably he knows about it, but yeah, I'm not sure about that. So over here, Blue doesn't have a CV. He's not buying a CV here. So that was a decent bombing run. I mean, for some reason, this red player with the Cubs hasn't bought Cubs. He's relying a lot on his fighters, but you know, he wasn't there. And now he's here a lot, so presumably this will die. Because now there's 3 fighters here. Probably should have evac'd it, but you see, without the so without having good AA, you don't actually have good air optics, so you can't actually see this. You can't see this until it's basically on top of him. But yeah, the Minstrel's not really getting kills here. I mean, there are 4 of them, but the range isn't all that. So if you're fighting over here, you've got to, you know, put them over here. So these F-16s come in, but they're pre-suppressed. Yeah, I mean, they're cheaper, like, but the range just isn't there, so looks like they actually don't get any of these. Just too many planes out. I mean, it's basically, yeah, these are also from the Corpus player as well. So yeah, that F-16 goes down as well. Diving this isn't a good idea, but I'm not sure of any better ideas, really. How else do you deal with it apart from blobbing your F-16s? So, still +2 for red, but blue could get another CV in here. He's just got to watch out for this constant drone thing. Like, he's got the Minstrels, but they miss a lot, which means that the enemy has a lot of time to locate your CV. So you got to buy it and then move it around constantly, I suppose. But there's not really many places to hide it here. You basically just got here. And when the enemy owns this, he can see it. You can sort of hide it behind the buildings. I don't know. If you're on this side, there's a bit more leeway, a bit more forest. Yeah, I don't know. So M109's firing away there. This thing's basically been going all game. I don't think it's moved at all. The enemy could have just counter-batteried it. Looks like Nomad General's bought some M109s as well. Those are being counter-batteried. So yeah, the just walk-in strategy paying dividends. I mean, he's actually in his zone, whereas this guy isn't. so there you go. As for Seb here, you know, he's got some supply here. He could supply this. He really wants to get some recon up here and a bit of AA, like an Igler or something. But yeah, he's doing the strat as we spoke about. So drones back in, but basically you can just stack this up. And so what is blue meant to do there, really? Yeah, as we spoke about, this side of the map's really imbalanced. So what blue should do really is take this. He's got this. He actually got that drone. And then once he's done that, he should come help his teammate, this not recording guy, because it is basically impossible to push this position. It is very, very imbalanced. You can put stuff all up in here, you can put it in here, you can put it around here. So he should try taking the sides, and then just, you know, then you can park a CV over here that doesn't get sniped. And then he should go help his teammate. It is a team game. Pushing this is practically impossible, especially with the division he has, because these tanks excel at close range. These tanks excel. I mean, they're cheap, right? They're okay at long range. In terms of cost efficiency, they're good at long range, and so you can't really use them because of the trees and the way this works. So Blue's job really should be to take this and then come help out Nomad General over here, because otherwise, I mean, what? He's just never going to push that. So that tornado cluster did get something. MiG-29 going in deep there, but yeah, just not enough Ihawks really. I mean, could have had. He did actually get that. He's got to move it now because there's so much enemy AA, but he's actually sold the transport it came in, so presumably it's about to not make it. And yeah, it's being pushed out there. So I think that was an attempted CV snipe, but the CV is actually here. So he loses the planes there. But yeah, he's got a lot of RT. 3 pieces there. And yeah, it looks like blue is trying to take this. The grads over there cleared this out. I mean, there was only one unit there really. But there it goes. This guy doesn't have AT, so he won't actually be able to deal with this. And basically, if you're blue in this situation here, just constantly dropping infantry here and running in isn't really very smart. You want to so you get set up here, which this not recording guy has done, right? And then you can put a recon in here and see things come in. It's basically out of ATGM range. So there you go, more grads on this portion now. So these are the. He sold the track, so I mean that's a bit overkill, especially with no fob. Anyway, this is smoke, but it's smoked the wrong way. But apparently you couldn't see it anyway. Does actually lose an AT plane there, but yeah, if you're blue, you basically want to get he is up here, which is really cool. Then you get round to here, right, and you get your AA, like your Ihawks, like, you know, up to here basically, and so you shoot in here, you're shooting the reinforcements coming in, and then you can take this zone. Just constantly running it into the front is not very intelligent, especially when you're on the bad side, right? Because this is your main resupply road, and then your secondary one comes back here. So if the enemy has this, he can just see everything. So yeah, it's not ideal. Oh, over here something is happening. So the blue player is doing the exact opposite thing of what I said. So he's taken this, which is cool. It's interesting that this is still alive. And that, yeah, looks like the CV's probably been spotted there now. And now he's trying to run in close range, but he just doesn't have the tools. Like, the AT is not good. It's 11 AP. He can't kill these. So, and he can't use his planes because the MiGs are up. And the Su-27s, so... Yeah. I mean, it's just not great at all. So I don't know. He's throwing. I mean, what's the plan here? How's this going to work? So basically, what he should be doing instead is so he's taken this, great. Get some ATGMs up there, and then just defend here. Get ATGMs here, and then actually try and help the teammate. You know, it's a team game. You got to play as a team, because this is just it's an impossible situation. Not only does the enemy have Saperi, which you don't have, I think Belgium do get some satchels. Or do they? I can't remember. I don't know. I think they might not actually. But also, you know, the infantry AT on Belgium is really bad. So even if you can't beat him long range because his tanks are better, but you can't beat him short range either. So the plan should be just not to fight him. But there you go. So he sent out the cluster bombers, but they missed. Looks like he just reversed there. So I guess that was the plan, to force him into this small area and then send in the bombers. But you know, when the enemy's got 10 million ASFs, well, for some reason they all have just evac'd. It's not really possible to do that. So yeah, I mean, he's trying it again. This isn't smart at all. He needs to go help his team. Because this guy is like reenacting the Somme or something. I mean, I suppose he's playing as the Germans, so it would be like Verdun. Well, I mean, the Germans were also at the Somme. It's like Somme reenactment here, just was constantly running across this field. He could use some extra reservists and leopards and so on, because it's basically impossible to take this. Can't really be done. So it looks like some artillery duels going on there. So this guy's fired, he's moving, but he's moving through a forest there. I don't know if he's... well, we'll see. Mega Waffles back out. Oh, it might... wow. I mean, I don't know, he just doesn't seem to want to click on the actual enemy. This is probably going to miss here. Well, there you go, yeah, I mean, it doesn't really do anything to armoured targets anyway. And then these could be counter batteries, like they're not moving. Or if they are, they're moving on foot. So yeah, they could definitely... I mean, he's moving one of them. It could definitely be counter batteried there. So, a bit of an arty duel here. But these guns are better, right? You see 5, 22.5, 55. These are at 2 vet. But the salvo length is less. And the range is less. So Mega Waffle 1 back out there again. I don't know, he just keeps going on armoured targets with it. It doesn't do anything. They're all fine. But he's managed to get in. And imagine if this blue player, instead of constantly smacking his head against a wall, imagine if he actually came and helped his teammate out. Like he's obviously got the mid part, which is helpful, but do a bit more helping. So yeah, lots of rocket arty there. And over here, just not a... I don't know. I mean, we saw Seb buy about 6 BMP2s there. I think he hadn't been spending his income. So this is probably not going to make it. Yeah. More rocket RT. So that CV is probably going to go down. Yep, down it goes. So he's got some fire support in here now. But a lot of that is to do with the fact that this MLJ's guy hasn't actually bothered buying ATGMs for these positions, which he is now doing, because like, if he had one here, it would be shooting back. But as it stands, he's not shooting back here. But yeah, this blue player doesn't seem to want to give up on this. Just fighting an impossible battle, basically. You just need to go help your team. It just can't be done. Unless you're about 3 times as good as your enemy, you can't use reservists to break T-64 BMP2s, right? You can smoke all you want, but it's just not going to work, because even if you get in close, then what? He's still got a bunch of armour. But yeah, it looks like Red's counter-attack's happening here. While Blue is still attacking. He's got these 3 reservists as well he's not really using. And there needs to be ATGMs in here. But there's just reservists. As it stands, on this side, Blue's been pushed out as well. And yeah, reservists against T-64s, I don't know. I mean, looks like he's trying to get his Helo, TOW2 Helos out, but this one got hit by something, so he's sending it back, so now he's sending the next one. I don't actually know what hit it. It must have been a while ago, because I don't see any AA here. It's just really strange that the 25th player didn't bother buying Cubs. He gets them. So there you go. Looks like Blue forgot to move his arty there, so he loses one of his pieces and the CV. So that's not fantastic. Got triple volleyed there by the Misters. So yeah, I don't know if that was because it was like visible, or if it's because he just didn't move it. Yeah, 105s are really not very good. We saw he bought one for smoke, so then I guess you buy the rest if you really got nothing better to do, but... And to be honest, in this matchup, I'm not really sure what you should be doing. Diving that wasn't great, but he might actually make it out. Wow, that's incredible. This just, like, hit itself with an Nighthawk or something. Do you see that? It looked like it exploded on itself. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, yeah, there's only actually one Minstrel left here. So that's probably why that happened. The Gepard did get a lot of shots off. So, Fury trying to come in, but yeah, I really think it's so, like, for example, if this player not recording here had smoked here, 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 with those three 105s that aren't doing anything, because look, they're literally doing no damage. Is he going to shoot that Cub? We'll see how well that goes, right? So four L19 105s against one Cub. As you can see, they're terrible. They are literally terrible. So, I mean, it's like direct hits just not doing anything there. So he would have been better off smoking here and helping his teammate. Like, this is ripe for the picking. This is just full defense. Oh, looks like this has finally been spotted, so that's probably going to go down now. I'm not sure how it was spotted, or if it's just... Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure how it was spotted. Because it was behind that house. So maybe he just sort of figured, well, it's not here, so it will be here. Or he could have used that line there. Basically, the way the line is positioned tells you where the enemy CV is going to be, roughly. And because this guy was here... Maybe this guy could see it, but obviously... Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe he could see it. Because he can sort... Well, I don't know, because it was in this building, right? It was behind that building, so I don't know. Yeah. So, like, you're just never getting through here. He's on the good side, and he's just sat there with all his T-64s. Looks like he's trying to do some airwaves here, but he actually gets one of the CVs. Wow, he gets the Cubs. But yeah, he loses two of his planes for that, I think. And there's still more T-64s here. He has at least brought up an ATGM there, but basically this just isn't happening. You should be trying to help your teammate here. You're never pushing into this. It's basically impossible with the div you have. It's just not smart at all. And the red player, you know, he's playing an optimal game. He's like, well, I just have to sit here, really, and that's what he's doing. I mean, he's got a 1600 point lead, so that is the smart option. Just sit there and buy stuff. He could do with spreading some of it out, right? I'd be like, he could have tried to take this back, or he could have tried to put more stuff here, instead of just sitting there. But, I mean, you know, all he really has to do is just cling on for another 8 minutes, and then that'll be it. Whereas this not recording guy is just doesn't seem to understand why his CV routed there. Doesn't seem to understand that he can't push this. It's just not going to happen. And so he should instead be trying to help over here. Like, imagine if... So I guess you got to leave these here, but imagine if these units here were coming in over here. That by itself would be enough to clear out this zone, because there's not actually that much here. These two guys have taken very heavy losses fighting each other. So yeah, it would just be smarter to just act more as a team. Not a lot of teamwork going on here. So yeah, he's trying to get the CV back in. I don't know though. I mean, there's fewer and fewer places to hide it. Once he's taken this, he can sort of put it on the side there, I suppose. But yeah, credit to Nomad General. I mean, he got pushed out at the start, and somehow his strategy worked. I'd say a lot of it is to do with overinvestment in artillery from his opponent, and the fact that his opponent was throwing a lot of stuff over here. which helps Nomad General, right? If you've got more stuff on the field. Yeah, what to say? What to say? These should all be sent over here. They could take it, and then they'd be on a +2, right? And just defend here. You've got, I mean, there should be like more ATGMs here and here, and up to here. That's an interesting. What? Okay. It's like what? So that seemed to shoot over here or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, he just keeps running reservists into all these BMP2s. It's just not gonna work. I mean, it just is not gonna work. These 105s are obviously dreadful. I mean, look at that. It's just it's so depressing. But you need something for smoke, right? So that's why he had those for the smoke at the start. Over here, yeah, I really do think that this not recording guy could have invested a bit more in helping his teammate, because this was just like these two guys were working together. I don't know if they're friends. I mean, obviously this guy is a Korean Japanese guy and this guy's an Anzac, so they're in the same part of the world. I'm not sure if that means anything. But yeah, these two not really working together there. So mass drones here to try and spot some CVs, but there's literally 2 CVs here, so what are you going to do about it? And yeah, you just can't. I mean, you're just not going to win this. His tanks are better, and there's lots of them. So yeah, it's just a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand. This CV's probably going to go down here. It's getting sniped. So yeah, down that goes. I'm not sure how we could see that really. Like, how did he know it was there? Oh, I guess, yeah, if it's there, then, yeah, maybe he could just literally just see it. So, yeah, not a great place to put it, I suppose. He's buying another one, but, I mean, I don't really see getting 1,400 points. Plenty of CVs here. And, yeah, just imagine if Blue had, instead of, you know, this is just impossible. I've spoken a lot about this for 1v1 as well. This map is really imbalanced. This side is very, very, very difficult to take if you're on the blue side. Very easy to hold if you're on the red side. So he should just understand that and get the lane. Stop being a lane brainer, right? Lane brain. Be like, okay, well, why don't I go help my teammate? I'm clearly not getting in over here. My offensive options are very poor. My defensive options are relatively strong. Got a lot of Milans. Got a lot of toes, like helo-borne toes and stuff. You're never getting in there. Might as well go help your team. So you see over here, 2 of the 3 CVs that are in here got killed. And looks like there's Artie coming for the other one. I'm not sure if that's like what... it's just every round, I guess. Oh no. Komar versus Leopard 2. I mean, you expect the Leopard 2 to win, but its tracks are broken. I shouldn't have smoked there, I should have just shot it. So there you go. So that massed artillery, what is that? 3 M109s and some Lars 2s. They've managed to swing that there. Yeah, oh, so this is the last... So somehow... So there were 3 CVs here. Oh, okay. I don't know if he's bought this or if it came back to repair or what. Yeah, Leopard 2's probably dead now. I mean, he got the tracks broken crit, so he can't even move. He's just getting mega gradded. But he does have a backup here. And he's down to the MG3s. Yeah, but yeah, this not recording guy should have had a CV in over here. It looks like he's trying to do that now. Or well, it was pathed over here, but now it's just coming in here. With only 2 minutes left, I mean, there's not really any way to get 2,000 points. But Nomad General managed to take his zone, right? So if this guy had been a bit smarter about it, right? So he would need to take, the blue player would need to take this because he can't hide his CV here because of the massive amount of PACT artillery would just get him eventually, as you kept happening. And so he would need to take this, so he simply has more places to hide it. Because he could put it behind this, you know, behind this, in any of this. And then he should have just gone and helped his team, because you can't push this, it's just not possible. Basically, you've got to have like heavy tanks that can fight the enemy tanks, and then you've got to put infantry in here and try and clean the infantry round. Why you've got the heavy tanks here pinning the enemy force, it's just not really doable. So it's just easier to just come over here. Like you see, it's a +2 now for because Nomad General took this zone, got all those 3 CVs there. Well, okay, this one's being driven back in. But no, he's still doing it. He's still doing it. I'm pretty sure these can't even shoot these at max range because they've only got 16 pen. They are literally half the price though. But yeah, red could have taken a bit more advantage of, like, could have had somebody in here, for example. But yeah, this is not easy. There you go, some more artillery on that tank there. He needs to move it. You see, like, they take 1 hit and then they lose like 7 HP. So you got to be microing very, very, very well. He's bought another C. Oh, that's actually Nomad General's CV. So there you go. This guy's helping his team. So yeah, you got to play it more as a team. You got to work around the maps. I mean, obviously, it's not fair, etc. Right? But you got to work with that. You got to be like, okay, well, this isn't going to work, so I need to try something else. But I don't know. It's hard to get out of that mentality, I suppose. Now he's buying MAGs. He's put in the smoke again. There hasn't been any counter battery on this. Like, these are towed. Could have got this. Looks like he's not been spending his points here. With only 17 seconds left, you know, he's probably not going to make it in time. So yeah, credit to Nomad General here, trying to carry his dummy teammate, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, that's the game. So that's GG. So yeah, full disclosure, Nomad General was not me. I was not recording. Basically, one of the guys on the enemy team joined as a channel member and submitted this as a channel member game, because obviously I wasn't recording, right? Because they wanted me to cover their win. I'm not sure how good it makes them look. I just sat there against an inferior force all game. But yeah, certainly didn't make me look very good. The helo push at the start was dumb, and I knew it was dumb when I was doing it. I just thought it'd be funny. I was like, well, I'm not recording, so nobody's ever going to see this, so I can just piss about. But there you go. Now 2,000 people are going to see this. And then, yeah, once I pushed that half of the zone, I should have realised, look, I can never take that because it is just too stacked. He's got better stuff. He's got a better position. It's not going to work, right? And so I should have swapped over to helping Nomad General and kept my zone half and half and help Nomad General take his zone. And if I'd figured that out a bit faster, well, I didn't even think about it during the game. But yeah, if I'd figured that out a bit faster, we would have we might have had a chance. But I mean, yeah, I think these two were together. I'm not 100% sure. We definitely weren't. I've never met this man before in my life, but he played a very good game. You see these guys, they don't have as many games as me, so no excuses really. Anyways, I'll see you around. GG.